for the deceased individual to respect privacy as well as the family that is impacted by the situation. The Sheriff's Office appreciates the public's patience and understanding as we want to be respectful of this process. Members of the public are advised that the dash cam footage may be emotionally difficult to view. We also remind the public the footage represents a portion of total evidence and does not capture all the information considered during the investigation, and this is still an active investigation that is being conducted by Michigan State Police. Regardless of circumstances or what any investigation shows, any officer-involved shooting, especially where there is a loss of life, is devastating to all impacted, and we extend our deepest condolences and remain committed to fully cooperating with Michigan State Police in this matter in alignment with best practices. Additional information will be released when it is appropriate, and when doing so will not compromise the integrity of the ongoing investigation. And with that, I will take a couple of questions, and then we will share the video footage with you all. Yes?
Are 4 deputies still on leave, or has that number changed?
Yes, 4 deputies are still on administrative leave and will remain on leave while Michigan State Police is conducting their investigation.
Quick follow-up question to that. I saw in the statement provided that it sounds like multiple deputies fired shots. Are those 4 deputies believed to have all fired shots, or is that just kind of everybody that was on scene that day?
Those are the 4 deputies that are subject to the Michigan State Police investigation.
Can you go into where there was a miscommunication that informed officers that the victim had a shotgun with them during this pursuit?
So there were 2 911 calls involving the suspect vehicle in this incident. One of the 911 callers told dispatchers that their wife was threatened with a gun. When deputies were responding to the scene, they identified the suspect vehicle, and then as the vehicle pursuit ensued, towards the end, you hear on radio traffic, you hear deputies say over the air, shots fired, and because of police scanner apps, that information was public, and there was a lot of assumptions made from the radio traffic. And we, did not search the vehicle. We do not do that in these situations. Best practice is to turn everything over to the Michigan State Police. But given that that is an important part of the information, we also were able to gain information from the state police that there was not a firearm found in the vehicle, to which we then shared that information. We are doing our best to share the information we have at the time, and part of releasing this footage is to also make sure that the public has an accurate version of the timeline of events.
You said there were 2 911 calls. Can you clarify what the other one was?
So there was the first 911 call involving the suspect vehicle driving hazardously on the roadway, and then the second one was the call where the 911 caller said that the person threatened their wife with a handgun. All right, so we will now move to sharing the footage, and I thank you all for your attendance, and without further ado, we will start that. Thank you.
Washtenaw 911, where is your emergency?
That's why I can't think of the neighborhood. I just was coming out of the Sunoco on Ford and Home and pulling into the neighborhood right there on the window hunters, all that stuff. There's a white, turtle top, construction van. And it was already when I was coming out of the neighborhood, because I live there. But when I was coming out of the neighborhood, they was driving a little ragged there. And then, when I went to pull into the gas station, they sped out of there, went down the road, and come flying back through the light, locked up the brakes, went down, turned around, and then just went back into the neighborhood. So
did they go into Hunter Drive then from there?
Yeah, they pulled off the hood, yeah. Well, we can use it.
What's your name, sir?
My name is Matt. That's probably what they're doing. They're going over Fort Boulevard.
Okay. Okay, well, I will get this out to the officers in the area so they were speeding through, though, correct?
Yeah, right there. The Holmes and Hunter was the last I said. They pulled back in and I was at the gas station.
Okay. All right, we'll get this out to the officers in the area, stay safe, okay?
Okay.
Washtenaw 911, where is your emergency?
Hey, how you doing today? Somebody just followed my wife. They got a white van and they going up Clark doing about 100.
Okay, Clark, which direction? Eastbound or westbound?
They going towards the store. They got no lights on.
Okay, I'm not sure what store you're talking about. Are they headed towards the school district or Starbucks?
Double J. That's all going towards this way. They got no lights on. They were just following my wife from the street. Okay, they just pulled into this Clark. They looking for somebody. They just waiting to come to my wife.
Okay, I understand that they're in the over Cross Street. Did you ask the vehicle? Are you up towards Cross Street?
Report. They keep stuffing reports.
Okay.
They keep stuffing.
Okay, and you said that they pulled a gun on your wife?
They said what?
You said they pulled a gun on your wife?
They pulled up to the side of her and stole her a gun.
Was that a piece of arrest flag in the forage?
They just turned around. They still on Clark. I just got in the car and now I'm coming up on Circle K.
I do not want you to follow them, okay? And you know,
I really think I got my wife maybe home.
I don't want you to put yourself in harm's way by following them, okay? We already know which direction they're headed. Were you able to get over to the vehicle?
No, I was not.
Okay, and you said it's a white construction van?
Yeah, it's like a white moving van. And they looking for somebody. And they got no lights on. They just
Did you see any of the occupants in the vehicle?
It's two black guys. I think it's two black guys or two guys in the vehicle. Okay, they just circled. And they got a red light.
Handgun? Long gun?
She said it was a handgun.
Okay, and how long ago did that happen?
Since after I called you, I just ran outside. And I just got on my phone.
Okay, what is your name?
Christopher.
Christopher, what's your phone number?
Okay, well, thank you for my wife.
The last place you saw them, sir?
That was a Washtenaw.
We're behind a plate on a Nissan Transit van. We're behind a building in the corner of Prospect and Michigan. Driving the lights on. Come back out to Prospect right now, South Michigan.
Clear emergency traffic on Metro East.
Back by 2. We're going southbound Prospect. Passing town. There's a paper plate in the window.
Southbound.
Bring one Prospect. We're in track for you.
I'm clear. We're 28 South Prospect. White male drivers, you know in the parking lot.
Clear. 20 South Prospect.
Circling back around, coming back out to Prospect, northbound towards Michigan.
Southbound Prospect.
Nope, stay in the vehicle, stay in the vehicle. Stay in the vehicle! Try to reverse into us right now.
Clear. Trying to reverse in the PD.
Everyone call. Moving around southbound Prospect.
Southbound Prospect.
Still southbound Prospect, no lights on, swerving back and forth and stopping in the middle of the road, coming up to Davis and putting in reverse.
prospect approaching Davis, reversing at PD against him. They're trying to read you.
Back southbound road again, coming up to Davis. Speeds of 55 and 5 no traffic, no heads through the light and spring.
No problem again. We got good at that. Okay, at this point, coming on prospect through miles, speed 70. No traffic, no pass.
No traffic, no pass, no pass.
Be careful.
He's going into the park at Grove and Tyler. Off-roading. Still is done.
Still Lisa, offering.
Also just occupied by one truck now.
I said, well, right now.
Okay. That's that now. Through the window. We're back northbound Grove. Wrong way. Coming up the Moss. One car on the road, speed 60. Nope. Going eastbound South Street.
Eastbound South Street.
Just about ready for my PD car.
Almost ran 211.
Southbound Grove from south, no traffic, no pass.
Keep in that back window.
Speed 20. Southbound E-course from Emmerich. No traffic, no pass, lights are off, wrong lane of travel.
Why, anyway?
Up the track, cut ahead of us, get the stick. I'd say negative on the stick, he's gonna try to hit somebody on foot. Good point, good thinking. Eastbound E-course through Towner, speed 25, no traffic, no pass.
Eastbound 54.
Okay, unfortunate, I must be said this, sorry. Clear attempt to try to hit us. Into the Dollar General parking lot.
Dollar General parking lot.
Fully rolling to a stop. Alright, eastbound E-course. He's working all the cops here on the road. Slamming on his brakes.
Clear yourself.
Northbound Emmerich, pulling into the RL parking lot area of 50.
Eastbound E-course, report.
Still eastbound, speed 30. Light traffic, no pedestrians.
Still Lisa.
On Emmerich from E-course. 26, no traffic, no bus. Eastbound Moss through Emmerich. No traffic, no pass, speed to 30.
Still Lisa.
Eastbound E-course from Moss, no traffic, no pass, speed to 25.
Eastbound E-course.
Westbound.
Westbound is full.
Southbound to the parking lot, slamming on the brakes. Reversing.
Southbound parking lot, reversing.
Get down some mechanical issues here. Westbound Tyler approaching Grove, speed 35. No traffic, no pass.
Clear, approaching Grove for Tyler.
Northbound Prospect, approaches Moss.
Still northbound Prospect, passing Towner, and crash at Towner, and
Crash in front.
Shots fired, shots fired. Watch crossbar! Watch crossbar!
Stay right there. Eyes on him, he's going out a little bit.
Armed with the shotgun.
All right, we can take a couple more questions, and if you all have any. Yep, we're back there.
So just from seeing at the end there where the van is overturned on its side, was there any rationale given to why they would say that, even though we couldn't see anything as it was overturned, why they would say someone has a gun and then so very quickly escalate to shooting, including shooting through the bottom of the vehicle?
So we don't have all of that information at this time because it's being led by Michigan State Police. And so I don't want to make any speculations as to what other evidence is available. What they were able to tell us was there wasn't a firearm, but they did not provide any more information. And so given that this is still preliminary, there's a lot of things that we just don't know at this time until their investigation concludes. Or I was...
Sorry, that caller who said that the gun was waved at his wife, did they have any other contact outside of like a car, or kind of how? I was a little confused a little bit about that.
So the information that we have at this time is those two 911 call audios that we shared.
Kind of a follow-up to that second 911 with the husband and wife, is it understood that that call came from another driver, or was that in a home? Was that clarified to dispatch at all?
What was clarified, what it was shown in the 911 call.
Okay. And then just a second question for you. Even if there are no charges, that are approved or anything like that, are there any plans at this time to have any sort of retraining for officers?
So what we are committed to doing, as we always do, is making sure that we continue our sheriff's office mission on, protecting and serving our community to the best of our ability to keep them safe. Nobody wants a situation like this to occur. This is a tragedy. We are respecting the process. Michigan State Police is doing their investigation, and when that concludes, we will then start looking at our administrative review.
What's a typical protocol when there's a rollover crash like that and no one has gotten outside the vehicle? What are officers typically trained to do in those situations?
So in those situations, they, the number one thing they're trained on is making sure the scene is secure. And, in that situation, it is a very volatile situation. I don't want to speculate as to, what they were, thinking at the time. And we still don't know all the information because Michigan State Police actually processed the scene and is doing all the investigation into that matter. And so I don't want to comment further on that.
Also, just for clarification, could we just get your name and your title, please?
Yes, my name is Sheriff Alicia Dyer, and that's ALYSHIA and then DYER with the Washtenaw County Sheriff's Office.
It wasn't really clear from the video. Did the suspect vehicle or victim vehicle, that is, strike a Washtenaw County Sheriff's vehicle, or what caused the rollover?
So no deputies were injured. The video does appear like they got very close, but there was no deputies that were struck by the vehicle.
Was the crash, from what you can tell us, was the crash caused by an operation from the sheriff's vehicle or sheriff's department vehicle to try and stop the vehicle they were pursuing, or did it seem like it was initiated by the suspect?
So that is something that we do not want to comment on this time because Michigan State Police is doing that whole investigation.
Is there a timeline for the state's investigation, or is it just it's done when it's done?
It depends, and so I don't want to, I feel like that question should be directed at the state police. All right, we will conclude. I thank you all. We will ensure that the video footage is shared with you all, and we will also be putting the footage available